Welcome back to News 10 this morning. It's the first Friday of the month, so that means it's time for On Terre Haute. We're joined now by Terre Haute Mayor Duke Bennett to talk about some stuff going on in the city. But first off, last time we talked, you were heading to Poland for your big trip to Auschwitz with Eva Kor and the Candles Museum founder and several other people from Terre Haute. Now you're back. How was it?
Well, first of all, it was very cold. Everybody always asks me, because they saw some pictures and say it was extremely cold. But it was, it's kind of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences, I think, from a couple perspectives. One, just to go to the place where these atrocities occurred and just to see this camp and how big it was. That was something that really struck me, that I just didn't really, I hadn't fathomed it to be that big, and what all went on there. The second thing was Krakow, the city we flew into, which is about an hour away from Auschwitz. Very large city, since communism fell in the late 80s, they've done pretty well to get themselves on track with, the normal life, I guess, if you call it normal, but just capitalism and just what's going on there. It was really pretty an exciting place to be, and I just didn't have that. I had a different mental picture of what it would be. So it was a great educational experience and just a very cultural experience.
And you also got to meet with some local officials over there.
Yeah, at the end of the week, I had a chance to go to the mayor's office, went to City Hall, and kind of visited with some of the staff. We got to meet with a deputy mayor. The mayor wasn't available, but just kind of talked about a lot of issues, and some of those things are very similar to what we face here, and it was kind of interesting to hear their history of how they used to select the mayors and how they do it just like us now every 4 years, and just some of the problems and issues. And they're trying to work on a center city project, which they've been very successful with it, and mostly because of lots of investment that's come in. But just that to have the heart of the city be their center city district, similar to what we're trying to do here and what a lot of other places are doing, and shared some ideas and how what's worked, what hadn't, and just kind of talked about government in general and what it's the daily life in City Hall. So it was very interesting.
I think definitely maybe going over with Eva, that gives it such a significance to see and hear her stories and what she went through, and for her to be the tour guide for this trip was probably amazing.
It was. The tour guides there are very well versed in it, and they take you around, but Eva's kind of giving you the real life experience. And the first day we were there, she just kind of walked us through as she arrived and on the platform and how they sent her this way and they took her parents the other direction and she never saw them again. And it's just kind of like you're standing right there on the ground, and it really has an impact on you. And Eva, has a message of forgiveness, which is a lot different than other survivors.
Right.
A lot of them are very bitter, and understandably. Right. But Eva's just all about, I defeated him. She won that battle, and she wants to make sure people don't forget about this. And so getting the teachers over there, I think, is critical. Let them go back into the classroom. And I'm trying to share as much as I can with people, too, that we don't want that to happen again.
Right. You were telling me earlier before we were on there, Polish. How many words did you learn?
Not much. The Polish language is very difficult. And one thing I brought back was Dzień dobry, which is good morning. Because we kind of use that one a lot. It's a difficult language. And I can speak a couple of languages a little bit, but this one, it was a tough one.
Well, that's an important one. That's a greeting. Good morning. Now, switching gears a little bit, the State of the City was yesterday, a big deal for the city. If people weren't able to make it out to the afternoon meeting or see it online on our website, what are some of the big key things you want people to take away from that?
Well, we always talk about finances, but we're trying to work our way through 2010, and I think we've got a budget that we'll get through that. We're still making some cuts. We're dealing with that. I talked a little bit about some of the things that we're going to do throughout the year. I'm really happy with the police department and those crime statistics, and I know that you guys recently ran a story on that.
Right.
But the changes we made in 2008 are really paying off, and I can't explain how excited I am about how it's worked out, better than even what we thought. And so that's a real positive for the community. We're going to be working on some economic development things this year. I'm going to have some roundtables with local businesses to find out what the business climate is, what we can do. And so try to take this year to be really focused on economic development activities. And so we're prepared as this recession winds down. We're doing everything we can to position Terre Haute to be the place for people to do business. So that's probably the biggest areas, but lots of stuff going on. Excited about Terre Haute. I think we all should be. And, it's a great place to live and work and play.
Well, thank you so much, Mayor, for sharing your trip with us. I'm so glad you had a good time.
Yeah, it was great.
Thank you very much, and look forward to all the different stuff we're going to talk about this year. Thank you.
Very good.
And if you'd like to see this segment again, or you have a segment and an idea of your own, just log on to our website at WTHI-TV.com and click on the community page.